What up? What up? What up, beloveds? Uh, so this is just a quick little video, right? Remember, I told you guys the other day. I referenced that I was talking about prison, right? In jail. Well, prison, but there's not much difference except for leniency, strictness, and leniency, right? The county jail's more strict. And prison is more lenient, right? Way more lenient, way more. But over that, I've been having this pull on me, beloved. This pull, like I know whether it's your situation, right? And I'm me bringing this to you. More than likely, it is, right? It's not just my situation, right? Somebody's in prison right now. Like, oh, gotta chill. Oh my, ooh, ooh. I kid you not, beloved. I kid you not. Somebody is in prison right now, or they're in jail on their way. Excuse me, on their way to prison. And whoever this is or these people are, they're not built for prison. Really, I shouldn't probably say that saying because I don't think anybody's built for prison. Right? We adapt. Right? And let me assure you that when you're in there is no outside world, right? For those of you who haven't been, when you're in there, there's no outside world. It doesn't exist, right? It doesn't exist, right? People tell you when you go in there, don't even, you might as well forget about the outside world, right? At least until your stint is up, right? Somebody's in there. Somebody is in jail on their way to prison, or they're already in prison. And it's like, I've been getting these like spiritual visions, right? Coupled with these feelings like in the pit of my stomach, right? And it reminds me of when I first went to jail. Like my first time going to jail. That's exactly what it reminds me of, beloved, right? So I know that I'm picking up on somebody who was actually in there, right? Somebody who tried to do something real horrible to me is in there. You know what? When you warn people, right, about jail, about prison, right, it seems as though, well, first they think they're not going to get caught for what they're doing, right? Which is why they take no second thought in it. Second, they think that they have or they know so many people that, or sleep with so many people that they can, catch a loophole somewhere and, or pay those in higher authority to escape jail time, prison time, right? And when they find out that they can't, right? It's a whole different ball game. 3, 4, 5 on the timer. It's a whole different ball game. Whoever is locked up right now, okay, is experiencing real, true narcissists, right? Real, true, and I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but it applies. It applies. We have no idea how many, how sick this world is, how unhealed people are, how treacherously people have been raised, right? And if you want to talk about some real, I'm talking about grown adults with narcissistic, whatever, however you say it, with narcissistic disorder, right? If you want to talk about some immature grown men, right, or women, 4 for 4 timer, the most immature grown men that I've ever seen is when I was in jail. The most immature people who are of such of age that you would think that they have some, at least a certain level of maturity to them, but they do not. They do not. They do not. Right? Some of them only have a sixth grade education, some 10th grade education, right? Some never even went to school, right? You got different caliber of people all in this one place, right? And that's not counting the other tiers, right? That's not counting the other tiers, just the one that you're in, right? But it is included in the other ones, right? But you have to deal with the one that you're in, right? Unless you move to another one, you know what I'm saying, or another prison, right? The stuff that they show us on TV, right, movies, right, it does it no justice. It does being locked up no justice. It's way worse than that. Way worse than what you see on TV. Way worse than what thing than what's depicted to you, right? And people don't find that out until they actually go there. It's not guaranteed. Even if you have a 5 year stint, 2 year stint, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna come out of there. It's not. It's not. Just think of how many days. Let's say you're in there for 2 years. Every single day, all of the hours in a day, 24 hours, right? Think of how long one day is, right? You can think of a day as long or short. But when you're suffering, when you're in fear, when you're in constant defense of your life and your well-being, that day is the longest day ever. So imagine 2 years worth of those. What is that? 765, give or take, I believe. 765 days. I think that's 2 years. Somewhere around there. For those many days, you have to survive. Strategically survive, right? Because you don't know who you really can't trust nobody, right? Not full on, you can't, right? Especially if you're new to the game, right? If you're not new to the game, then you already know what's going on. You already know what's up, right? More times than not, you'll see people in there that you knew, that you grew up with, went to school with, or cousins or family member, right? Whatever. It's not easy to just keep your head down, mind your business, and do your time. No, people won't let you. They won't let you, right? Especially if they think that you're weak, right? If they think that you're soft, they think that they can uh overpower you, right? They will try. And along with the prisoners, the COs will try as well. As a matter of fact, they won't try, they will do. So I'm gonna take the word try out. The inmates will do, and the COs will do. And one of the most major things in there is sexual abuse. It is. It is one of the most destructive and abusive things and traumatic things that happen in there. One of them, the at the top of the list, is rape. Excuse me. Rape. Yeah. Don't even know. Don't strike me, YouTube. I had to find another better word to use for that. But sexual assault, right? People have no idea on the outs what men and women go through in prison. And if it's three big dudes, you know, what are you gonna do as one person? Nothing. You're not gonna do anything, right? Three people overpowering you, you can't do anything. So imagine how many people have been violated who have been one way in there, right? Been made to be one way in there, and when they get out, they have to try to go back to normal or normalize their lives, right? A lot of you guys should, if you don't have it already, you should download. There's a plethora of prison channels on YouTube now. I'm starting to see that depict the stories that go on in there and things that happen in there. I'm telling you, it would be wise to be informed about those type of things and what happens to people when they go to prison and jail, right? And it's not just in prison; it's in jail as well. Don't let, just because the names are different, don't let that fool you. Okay, there's small subtle differences between the two, right? But the violence and the abuse stays the same. It stays the same. Beloved, when I was in jail, I'm just giving y'all one tidbit. When I was in jail the last time, right? I think I was in there for a couple months. But when I was in jail, right, there was certain predators, right, that wanted a piece of me. I ain't gonna lie to you, certain predators that wanted a piece of me. They didn't get it, right? But they tried at every turn to set it up to where I would feel uncomfortable or I would feel violated in some type of way, right? There were 3 showers in the tier that I was in, right? 2 tiers, right? I think it's about 60, 70 inmates on top and same amount on bottom, right? There were only 3 showers. Only 2 of those showers had a covering over them, right? Every time I went to go take a shower, they made sure that I got the last shower without the cover over it, right? Which means that everybody can see me showering. Everybody on the top tier, everybody on the lower tier. Now just imagine how uncomfortable that is, right? Even though my sexual preference, right? That people like to think that, oh, your sexual preference is this, so you have no problem in jail. That is beyond the point. I don't want nobody violate me. I don't want nobody watching me in a provocative or vulnerable type of situation, right? So just because of that, I don't want nobody watching me take a shower butt naked. I would rather that not be a thing, right? But I can still hold my own. I'm still a grown man, right? So I still had to deal with it. I still had to deal with it, right? But what else was I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What else was I gonna do? So there's some things that you have to deal with in there, some conditions you have to deal with in there, right? That you can't do nothing about. You can't do nothing about. Nothing. Another time I had an infected I think it was a wisdom tooth. I had an affected wisdom tooth, like that could have killed me. That could have killed me. I don't know if y'all know or not, but when you have poison, in your mouth, in your tooth or whatever, it can kill you. It can go to your brain and it can kill you, right? And they wouldn't let me be seen because they said it wasn't that bad, right? They wouldn't send me to medical, right? It took them 3 weeks for me to even get Tylenol. Not that it did anything, right? But when you don't have nothing and that pain's just radiating, right? That Tylenol it does something, right? So my point is that there are some people that are locked up right now or on their way to the big time, right? And they are regretting everything that they have done to you, beloved. Not just you, but others, but especially you, because you were the last stop, right? You were the last stop. They did these things to other people after you, right? And when karma started to hit them, judgment started to fall upon them, they didn't understand why, because they've done it so many times before, right? But then God gave them visions, God gave them dreams, God gave them signs that it's because they put their hand on you. It's because they put their mouth on you. It's because they mocked God and God is not mocked. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't wish, beloved, all of my messages about prison to them were warnings because I did not want them to go there, but they thought they were going to get away with something. And I wouldn't wish prison on my worst enemy. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. I would not. I would not. I don't care. I would not wish it on my worst enemy because you cannot fathom the feeling of being helpless and vulnerable and people just taking major advantage of you. Okay? They will beat you like a dog in there and walk you around on a leash. Okay? For the weak ones who can't do anything about anything. Right? For the ones that they deem as I can't say the real word for them, but let's just say pushovers, right? Especially the pretty boy types. Okay, believe me, I've had my shares of fights and everything else in there, right? But it's the heart of a person, right? That's it's kind of like God does. They look at the heart of a person. They test the heart of a person, right? Even though through all their immaturities and their arrested development, right? They test the heart of a person, right? They can look at you when you come in there and they can smell fear, smell it, right? No matter what facade you put up, what mask you put up, and that's what they're gonna find out or finding out right now, right? But see, now the feeling's going away. Now it's going away. Now the see when I that's another thing. Some of you guys are coming to learn too. Um, you'll feel something, right? And it'll be prompting you to speak a message, right? To give a word, and then when you give it, that feeling will go away, right? So it's like a confirmation to you supposed to be given a message, right, about what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, right? So that's not whoever that's for somebody. uh just in case you're wondering, you'll feel at times you feel nauseous. Like earlier I felt nauseous as ever. And I'm in the grocery store. Like, I'm like, God, please don't let me throw up in this store while I'm pushing this basket. Please do not let me throw up in the store while I'm pushing this basket. I almost opened up a ginger ale and started drinking in there, right? And I'm like, this isn't me. Like, I'm not sick. I'm not feeling unwell, right? And that's when I had to start focusing and paying attention, right? To see where that was coming from. You know what I'm saying? And I figured it out, right? Listen to my spirit. But yeah, somebody's real terrified right now, and they're having a hard time. So whether it's in my situation or yours, for me, I'm gonna pray for the person, right? Because I already know what they're about to experience, right? I already know what they're about to experience, and that's punishment enough, you know. So I'm gonna throw up a little prayer for him, and that's about it, right? That's all I can do. That's all. That's all that's in me to do, for real. To be totally honest with you, other than that, I have no cares about it, right? But I'm not heartless. I'm not heartless. I'll throw some prayers up for some people or for a person, right? Because I've been in that situation before, and I know, right? I might not have been in it that dire or that extreme, but I've been in that situation, and I know how it feels, especially when you're alone, right? And you don't know nobody, and you gotta make friends, right? Well, I'm gonna call them friends, but you gotta make partners in there, right? So yeah, I'm not telling you to pray for him, right? But if you want to, hey, that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm staying trying to exercise being who I am, right? Not who anybody else wants me to be, right? So me praying for any of these people is my choice, right? It's my choice, right? I base it on their ignorance. I base it on their, like I said, arrested development. I base it on certain things, and just leave it at that. you know. But I love y'all, beloved. Holla at y'all later. I gotta go to the store one more time. And I hope you have a blessed day. All right. All right, later.